Good morning, it is a Saturday the 11th of October and it is just coming up to 10:30. So I'm just going to pop out, do some Uber and shift today. I've had my private jobs this morning. I haven't got another one tonight, unfortunately. I don't know if that's unfortunately or fortunately, because it has been pretty busy throughout the week. What else has happened? I managed to change my school contract. So the school contract that I had was basically for these two lads who basically they would obviously like, I don't know what we'd say, challenged, naughty, pain, I don't know. So anyway, basically the school didn't want them there, but the school has to put something on for them. So they were travelling up to Preston, basically, going to basically like play football and stuff like that up there. Anyway, they managed to mess that up as well. So a couple of weeks back, the school contacted me and said like, oh, we won't need transport next week. And then they contacted me again saying, oh yeah, it's back on again. So basically the lads have been naughty. They were being told like, you can't come back. But then I think like the headmaster had managed to sort it back out again for them. So started taking them. That lasted about 2 weeks, and then I picked them up on Thursday, and they got in, they're laughing and joking. They're like, oh, we're not going to be going back there again, lad, and all this, talking to each other. What are we going to do and all that? So anyway, I got an email yesterday morning to say we're not going to need transport on Monday. So I'm thinking like, I'm just like getting messed about a bit. Not by the school, it's obviously because the kids are messing about, and then where they go and they're saying we don't want them back, basically, you know. And the only person that's affected is me, basically, because it's me making money at the end of the day. So it must have been about 10 minutes later, one of the other jobs, because I'll bid on dozens of jobs each day for the council. They emailed me back and said there's a job available. It was offered to another driver first, but they've pulled out. They must have been the cheapest, and I was like the second cheapest. So basically the job is yours if you want it. You need to get back to us within like 2 hours or something. So yeah, it actually works out better because it's closer to me. It's less than 10 minutes away from my house, and the job is only going about 10 minutes away. And then it's like a return. So I'm picking a child up and her mum, acting as PA, dropping them off at the school, bringing the mum back, and then obviously just a return journey later on. So for me, it works out that I'm doing less hours, but I'm being paid more. So it's a win-win, really. And that's like a 12-month contract off them, but as the other one was like more of a here and there, as and when kind of thing. So that's not too bad. Yeah, so that runs until the end of July next year. But other than that, that's about it. I haven't touched Uber. It's not really for me. It's a bit of a pain, to be honest. Like, as you know, I don't mind doing it on a Saturday when it's busy, or the busiest time of the week, really. So yeah, it's pretty much the same as last week. I started last week at 10:45. Like I said, it's just coming up to 10:30 now. But there was a bit of stopping last week because it was the fireworks, wasn't it? I had some time off. Yeah, I had like 3 hours off, didn't I? So yeah, I'll go online now. I haven't even opened the app yet, so I don't even know if there's anything knocking about, any surging or anything, and I'll keep you posted shortly. So first hour in, it's been a little bit grim. I've had a couple of jobs, but yeah, it seems quite quiet. So I was in Ormskirk, just nothing was coming up whatsoever. I was there for about 10 minutes, not a single thing popped up whatsoever. So a job popped up which was like the outskirts of Ormskirk / Southport, going into Southport. So I took that, £9.49. It was a 6-minute job going 1.9 miles, but I think I ran about 12 or 13 minutes to it, something like that. And the basis I was seeing it on was, overall it was going to be about a 20-minute job, and it was paying nearly £10. So I thought, if I get another 2 of them, you know, you should be on your £30 an hour. So I took them, dropped them off, and then one just a couple of streets away was a little £4.79. That was a 5-minute job, 1.7 miles. Straight after that, it was a £5.49, 8-minute job going 2.3 miles. That was taking a girl to the range. And then as I was dropping her off, there was one which popped up, which was on the same retail park, which I knew was going to be Asda. That was £4.14 for 4 minutes going 0.9 of a mile. So the rate wasn't too bad, but it it was one of them where I thought, well, there's no point ignoring it because you have to physically drive past Asda to get off the retail park. So I thought you're literally driving past the customer, which is a bit daft. But all in all, that was about it. Yeah, the first 2 customers were just going to collect the cars because they'd been out drinking last night. That was about it. A little bit boring, really. So I've done, where are we? So I've been offered 7 trips. I've done 4 of them, and the first hour was £23.87. So it's not horrendous. You know, it is quite early on a Saturday, isn't it? But yeah, a little bit quiet. So go back online now, and I will see what happens. Another little update, I've just pulled over something to eat. It is 12:30 and the past hour was diabolical. So I waited around for, I don't know, must have been about 5 minutes or so for the next job. £6.57, it was a 13-minute job going 4.2 miles. So that was a little Southport to Southport. Dropped them off and then had to wait about 5 minutes for the next job. And that was £4.12 for a 4-minute job going 1.2 miles. So I dropped them off, which was about a couple of minutes past midday, and in the past 20-25 minutes I've basically had one job come up, and it was an XL reserve. It wanted me to drive from Southport all the way to Formby to take them down to like the docks in Liverpool. I think it was offering like 42 quid. It's not a job that I would do. I would take it if I was heading in that direction, but I certainly wouldn't do a £42 XL job on a Saturday going all the way down to the docks, because like I said, that's going to take me about at least an hour. It's a reserve job as well, so they're going to make me want to sit there for, you know, a good 10 minutes beforehand, and then you're right slap bang in Liverpool city centre, trying to get back out, trying to get back to up here somewhere. So that was it. Nothing else has popped up in the past half an hour, so I thought I'm going to pull over, I'm going to nip in here, get a sandwich or something, and then carry on. But basically I'm going to get out of Southport. I'm going to start heading back towards Ormskirk or something, because it's ridiculous here. Yeah, so I've basically done them 2 jobs, which was about, what was it, £10.69 in the past hour. So I'm now on £34.56, so I'm on about £17 an hour now. It's dropped down. So yeah, let's hope things. So little update, it's been another 2 hours and it's still been crap, to be honest. So I was in Southport, had a quick little, just grabbed a sandwich, set straight off. I actually logged off for about 5 or 10 minutes on my way back to Southport, because all the jobs that were coming up were just so crap. They were like £3.50s, £4, they were just really crap jobs, and it was just irritating me. So I logged off, and then when I was like halfway back to Ormskirk, I logged back on. A job came up, which was basically Ormskirk going to Skem. It was £12.90, 15-minute job going 6 miles. So at least when I landed in Ormskirk, I had a job straight away. So that was a cash job, collected £15. So yeah, I suppose the Uber's cut wasn't too drastic on that one. Straight from there, I had a job which was just round the corner going back to Ormskirk, including a £2 tip. That was £9.47. That was an 11-minute job going 4.5 miles. Where was we there? I was just trying to think. Yep. Steps back on Ormskirk, an XL, customer cancelled. Then had an XL, Ormskirk to Ormskirk, £7.08. That was a 9-minute job going 1.3 miles. And then I had a Skem to Skem. It was like the outskirts of Skem. But, so I ran a little bit to it. It was £10.17, a 6-minute job going 1.6 miles. But I think I ran about like 10 minutes to it, because then I thought, well, I'm going to get like £10.17 for 15 minutes kind of thing. A bit of a nightmare. It was all the way down this little dirt track I got there. They'd been bloody pumpkin picking. So it was like a family of 3, a big load of pumpkins, put all them in the boot. But then I'm thinking, you've been walking around, you're going to be covered in mud. So luckily the mud was dry, so after they got out, I pulled in round the corner, and that's why I've always got, you know, my hoover and my little box of tricks there. So ran that over, it only took a second, basically sucked all the mud out. So I dropped them off, and it was like 2:10. I thought I'll start heading back towards Ormskirk. So I started heading back, and just basically nothing was coming up. I think one job popped up, which was like Skem over to Wigan, and then another really ridiculous job came up. I was on my way back into Ormskirk, and it's offering me an XL job. It wants me to go 11 miles to Wigan, which is like almost 25 minutes, to do a 10-minute job or a 2-mile job. So all in, you're looking at like 35-40 minutes, which is about 13 miles, and it's offering me £8.37. So yeah, that's just got a little bit boring. So basically over them 2 hours, I was offered 19 trips and I done 4, because the jobs were just so ridiculous, and I got £39.62 in them 2 hours. I then logged off because I was back in Ormskirk, and I nipped home for, it was about half an hour thereabouts. So it's just turned 3:20 now. I just set off and I've had to pull in because I thought I'm going to have to do like a little bit of an update before they get carried away. So yeah, basically I'm on 4 hours up to now, and I'm on, where are we? I'm only on £74.18, which is a slight increase from before. It's now £18.54 an hour. So yeah, still crap. It's just really quiet, and like I said, I've tried a few different areas. It does seem a little bit better around like Ormskirk, Skem / Wigan. Southport was just completely dead before. So yeah, I'm going to go back on now, and hopefully it's a bit better. But yeah, I'm pretty much bang on, half a tank left now. What have I done? I've done 75 miles. So yeah, if you look at it from that perspective, it's like £1 a mile I've been getting. It's just shocking. So I'll carry on, see what it's like over the next couple of hours, and hopefully things start to improve. I need my hourly rating to really start flying up now over the next couple of hours, because if it doesn't, for me, it's just not worth staying out, especially for £18 an hour. I would rather go home, to be honest, than earn nothing off Uber. So yeah, I'll see what happens. I'll try and be a bit as positive as I can. Like I said, I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt. I am going out there, I'm trying all different areas, but yeah, I can only be pushed so far. So I'll keep you posted. So a little update, it's now 20 to 6, so it's been a couple of hours. If I'm being honest, I can't remember when the last update was. I think it was about 12:30. I think I carried on at 20 to 1, I think. So yeah, if some of these you've heard before, I can only apologise. I've been all over the place. So it was 20 to 1. I'd come back to Ormskirk because I was basically getting sick of it. Yeah, so I landed back in Ormskirk on that job. I think this rings a bell, like I said that before. It's a cash job. Yeah, I said that one, the £12.90, that was for 15 minutes. Straight after that, I had a £9.47. That was including the £2 tip. That was 11 minutes, going 4.5 miles. An XL cancelled. I then had an XL, £7.08. That was a 9-minute job, going 1.3 miles. And that was then 20 to 2. I think I nipped home then. Yeah, I nipped home, had a break for about 20 minutes, and then came back out. So then after that, it was when I came back online, there was a job, Skem to Skem, £10.17, 6-minute job going 1.6 miles. So I had to run about 10 minutes or so to it, but again, I was thinking, well, it wasn't too bad for like a 15-minute job. After that, back in Ormskirk, because I headed back there, that was a £6.77, 7-minute job going 3 miles. I then had a couple of XL jobs. So I had one which was kind of like Maghull way going to St Helens. That was it was like a fishery. I tend to take loads of people. Might only just be one person or maybe two, and they'll always book XLs. They've been fishing for like a day or two or whatever. So like I've picked these up, there was 3 of them, going from one fishery going to another on the East Lancs, and it was just the same guy who I took last week. So I got £27.80 for that. That was a 34-minute job going 12.2 miles, so it wasn't too bad. As soon as I dropped him off, then I had another XL, which was basically the Rainford It's like the Rainford bypass between St Helens and Ormskirk, and they were coming into Ormskirk. That was £14.81, 12-minute job going 6.4 miles. So now I was getting to the point then I thought I was going to need to start to charge up shortly, but I'll see what's happening. I'll pot around Ormskirk. So another little Ormskirk job come up, £7.66. It's a 7-minute job going 3.6 miles. So I thought that was not too bad. And then another XL job popped up, which was Skelmersdale coming back into Ormskirk. So I thought, I kind of eyed her up and I thought, yeah, I reckon I can make that, because I think I had about 20 miles of range left. It was 7, I think it was like 5 or 6 miles or something just to get to Skem. So we got to Skem, picked them up, and as we set off, it said it was 9 miles to the drop off, and I had 12 miles of range left. I was like, okay, I think I didn't quite predict that too well. So anyway, we set off, and when you get down to 9 miles of range, it still said I think it was 5 or 6 miles from the destination. So I thought, well, that's fine, it's got 3, maybe 4 miles. But then it disappears and it just says like 0, goes blank. So then you start like panicking a little bit. So anyway, I managed to get there, drop them off, and then get to the just as I was pulling up at the petrol station to charge up, it comes up saying it was just about to go into limp mode. So I plugged it in anyway, and it was that flat. It was only charging at 2 kilowatts. So I think it's ramped up now because I've been on charge for a couple of minutes. So yeah, it was basically completely flat. It says I had 1% left, but yeah, luckily I made it anyway. But yeah, I didn't want to turn it away because it was like a nice juicy XL one, so I didn't want to. So where am I up to now, hours wise? I've done I stopped there and it came back on 20 past, and then done another 2 hours 20 minutes. So I'm on 6 hours 20, and I'm on just shy of £150. 150 divided by, what was it, 6, did I say? 6. That's about 25 an hour. So it's going to be slightly less than that because I've done 6 hours 20 minutes. So probably it's just under £25 an hour. Yeah, not the greatest, to be honest. It has been moving up a little bit. When I done that update this morning at 11:30, I was on 23. I'd done the update at 12:30, it had gone down to 17. Around 20 past 3 when I came back online, because I had that little 20-minute break at home, it moved up slightly to £18 an hour. So there has been quite a bit of a jump from 18 to just shy of £25 an hour, because you're now starting to get them XL jobs because people are starting to go out in the evening. But yeah, other than that, it's been pretty uneventful, to be honest. I think today I've hoovered up the most. Twice. One was I was going down this little dirt track in the middle of nowhere, and I was thinking, who's going to live all the way down here? Turns out they'd been pumpkin picking, so our family got in. It wasn't too bad, but all the mud was just dry in the back, so they got out. I pulled in round the corner, had to hoover all the mud up in the back. It doesn't look too great if people get in. It's all shit high with mud. And then when I picked that guy up who I've picked up a couple of times in the past from the fishery, they completely filled the boot because they sleep over there, you see, so they've got all sorts of like beds and tents and rods and everything. But when they got out as well, there was all like dry mud on the floor and on the seats and stuff like that. So again, I had to spend a couple of minutes. I had to whip the hoover out, hoover that, wipe the seats down quickly and stuff. So yeah, I definitely recommend carrying little hoover around and stuff like that. I've done a video in the past of basically all the kind of stuff that I'll carry with me, which is what I need anyway. But I know quite a few of the other drivers who just think can't really be bothered. They either just clean it the next day or whatever. But I feel as though on mine it stands out more because it's like the conference style seating. As soon as you get in, you've obviously got that big gap in the middle, obviously where everyone's feet go. Whereas if you're just getting in a normal car, you've just got that tiny little square, haven't you, at the bottom where your feet go, so you don't really notice it as much. But in this, it just kind of stands out, especially when all the lights come on in the back. You see all like these nice clean seats and everything, and then you just see mud all over the floor. So yeah, it stands out more on this anyway, and I always like to try and keep it as spotless as I can, because I'll pick up quite a few customers private wise who will get in as an Uber customer, and they're like, oh, how nice is this card, and oh, we could use this, we're going on holiday next week, you know, they take a business card and all stuff like that. So it kind of like sells itself. Now if they get in and it's all rotten and stinky and all the rest of it, they'll just think, you know, it's a bit of a crap Uber. But I would say 9 out of 10 people who get out, you know, they'll say to me, I'm not being funny, mate, but this is the nicest Uber I've ever been in. So like I like to try and keep that like high kind of standard. So yeah, that's about it. It's not far off 6 o'clock now. I'm on charge, I'm back up to 35 miles of range. I'm going to go in now, have me break, have something to eat, and then I'll do another update later on. The only reason I've decided to top up, because I could have just basically snailed home there in limp mode and went on charge and called it a night, is because I've been getting a couple of these XL jobs now back to back. So I feel as though if I stay out now for a couple of hours, hopefully it's going to be busy again, and it's going to make up for the poor day really. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm going to be on charge now for another 30-40 minutes at least. I mean, I don't need to be, because I'd be back up to 90% in probably 20 minutes, but I want to have a break anyway, because I've been out now driving for like over 6 hours. So yeah, I want to have something to eat and whatnot, and I'll update you when I've been driving for another hour. So little update, it's now 10 o'clock. So I was on charge before, just to give you an idea of how flat my battery was. My battery is a 45 kilowatt battery, so I stayed on charge until it was pretty much full, and I started again at 7 o'clock, and the charger put in 44.4 kilowatts of charge, so I had basically 0.6 of a kilowatt left. Where was we? 7 o'clock. So yeah, as soon as I came back on, I started with a little Ormskirk to Skelmersdale. It was £6.72, 12-minute job going 4.5 miles. Then had another X, which was it started taking me towards like St Helens, so that was £6.34. 5-minute job, 3.5 miles. And then basically I was on the Rainford bypass, so I could either turn left and go to St Helens or turn right and go back to Ormskirk. So I went into St Helens to see if anything was happening. Got a little £6.67. That was a 7-minute job going 2.1 miles. Then a 5.48, 5-minute job going 2.1 miles. And then a 5.17, 3-minute job going 0.8 of a mile. So that hour wasn't too bad, I don't think. So that was 6, 12, 13, 19, 24. It's about £29 for that hour. And then at 8 o'clock, still in St Helens, £7.19, 8-minute job going 3.7 miles. A lot of the people were just kind of like wasting me time. Like pulled up at one pub, 2 minutes goes into the chargeable time. So I'm 2 minutes 50 seconds into the chargeable time. I'm just about waiting for that 3 minutes so I can cancel it. And he just comes dawdling out. He's like, oh, all right, mate. So he gets in, he's like, oh, have you been here long? I said, I've been here for 5 minutes. I said, I was just about to cancel it. And he's like, oh, sorry about that. He said, on my phone it still says it's trying to find a driver. And I was like, I said, well, it can't be. I said, otherwise, why would you have come out of the pub? And he looks at me as though like, oh, fucking hell, the driver's caught me out. They just keep you waiting. The job after that was a £7.19, 8-minute job, 3.7 miles, and that one was another like waste of time. Again, I got there, sat there, and there's about 4 or 5 people standing there with the phones out, and I'm waiting, like 4 minutes goes by, and then this one couple comes over, and she goes, oh, sorry love, she said, I was looking for the wrong number plate. She's looking at the phone, which got my number plate on it. Fucking hell, it's painful, honestly. So I was starting to get bored of St Helens, but then I'd done another job, £5.96, 7 minutes, 2.2 miles, and then I got bored of it then, so I headed back to Ormskirk. As soon as I got to Ormskirk, I got a £6.74, that was an 8-minute job going 2 miles. Then had an XL, which was £6.10, It was a 1 minute 40 going 0.4 of a mile. So that hour wasn't too bad as well, because that was like 13, 20, it's about 27 quid I think. It wasn't too bad. Then had another XL job just in Ormskirk, basically taking students from the campus into the town centre. £7.43, 2 minutes 50 going 0.8 of a mile. Then had a little one want to drop them off, because they were pretty much there when I dropped them off on the other side of the road. £3.82, 2 minute job going half a mile. I then had another one back at the university, and she proper pissed me off, this woman. So it was an XL job. I think it was like 7 quid, similar to what it was before. And at the campus, basically you've got two entrances. You've got the main one, which takes you to the security hut, where 90% of people get picked up from, and then depending on where they're staying in the campus, they might get picked up from the other car park. Now both roundabouts that you go into, both entrances, there's a little tiny roundabout for you to turn around, and then there's like security barriers, you see. So she's, I'm guessing, used their GPS location when she's booked it for her dormitory, which is kind of right in the middle of those two entrances, but it was taking me to the far entrance. So I've gone round that one. Instead of just sitting at the far end and a messaging saying you have to walk down, I thought, basically, I know how to drive in there going past the security barriers, which, so basically it's not really secure, but I know how to get past them without having a fob. So I thought, I'll be nice, I'll drive round. You have to go here, there and everywhere. So basically I managed to get into the middle of the campus. So then it starts on the timer. So I send her a message. This is how snotty she is. So I've put, hello, I'm unable to get to the pickup location, but it has started. Luckily it started the timer, but I was probably like 100 metres away. So I sat there for a couple of minutes, and she's put, it's Edge Hill Security. So I was like, right, okay, so they're at the other pickup location, but now for me to get to that, it's another 2 or 3 minute drive, because I need to drive through the Scenic route to get off the campus again without going through the security barriers, back onto the main road and all the way back down. So at the end of the day, it's her fault, and as you know, I can't stand people who are fucking rude. Honestly, it sends me over the edge. She should have come back and said, oh, I'm ever so sorry, I've just used my GPS location, being lazy, but we're at the security hut, can you please come round here, or I'll update the pickup point or something like that. An incorrect answer is, it's Edge Hill Security. So what she's basically saying is, you're a fucking idiot, you've gone to the wrong place. Which is, it's not, it's, you're a fucking idiot, you've selected the wrong pickup location. So I've put, I can only go to what you've put on the map. You've selected the other side of the campus. Because that's what the pickup point is, the other side of the campus. She's then walked to the security hut, but she's looking at her phone, and the pickup location isn't where she stood. You know what I mean? She's an idiot, basically. So I sat there for like another 2 minutes. See messages again saying, come security, I've paid. And I'm thinking, I've told you to change it. She's put, so I've messaged back saying, you need to change the pickup location. Nice and straightforward. So I'm pointing out what she needs to do, nice and easy, step by step. Even though she's being an arsehole, I'm trying to help her. Another couple of minutes goes by, she puts, I've added a trip. So the trip initially was only like £7.50, like that other XL job, because it's only 0.8 of a mile. It jumps up to £9.50. So I messaged saying, no, you don't need to add another drop-off point. You need to change the pickup location. So what she's done is, she's gone onto her trip and then added another destination. So it's now goes from the campus to Ormskirk and back to the campus again. So I'm saying to her, don't add another stop, it's just charging you more money. Change the pickup location to where she's at. So she's put, I've added a trip. So I'm like, I'm just ignoring her now. So it should let you. Ignore it again. And then she starts putting messages in saying, hello, and all this. And I'm like, how fucking rude can you be? Do you know what I mean? You're an idiot. So one of the annoying parts of it is, why do you have to wait so long? So the 2 minute time had gone by. It then got into chargeable time. And this isn't a reservation or anything, this is just a normal XL job. I had to wait 7 minutes before it turned red, and I was able to click on the little icon to say they haven't turned up. So I had to wait for 9 minutes for that job. I have no idea why that is. So yeah, after dealing with that idiot, I then pulled out of there. That same XL job popped up again as I was driving past the other entrance. I thought, you can walk, because I know there's no other XLs round here. I got another little tiny job, £3.80, 2-minute job, going half a mile. So that was £3.80. They gave me a £2 tip as well, so I got £5.80 for half a mile, so it wasn't too bad. And that then brings me pretty much to 10 o'clock. So I'm currently on £227. So 227. How many hours have I done? It's here somewhere. I'm now on 9 hours. Divide by 9, it's now 25.22 an hour. So it has gone back up a little bit. The last update when I'd done it, which was I know it was just under £25 an hour, wasn't it? Yeah, so now it's just over £25 an hour. So it has increased ever so slightly, but still a little bit crap, to be honest. It's got the drive time, 7 hours 10 minutes. That always seems to like lag behind a little bit. So yeah, I've still got like half a tank after me charge, so I'm going to go back online now and see what's happening for like the next hour or two, see if it picks up. But yeah, I won't be working like after midnight, because I can't be bothered with all the idiots, and that's when they start coming over, throwing up, and you know, they've got Dynamite and chips running down the face and grease all over the hands and everything. And I'm just thinking, I can't be bothered mopping up all your crap tomorrow. So yeah, that's about it. I'll catch you in a bit. So it's just turned 11 o'clock, it's been another hour, and it's been quite busy, to be honest. I think what's helping massively is all the students are now back, so it just seems to be a lot of really short trips, but there's plenty of them. So first one was just from the campus down to like the town centre. It was, doesn't quite make sense here, so it was saying £4.05. It was a 2-minute job going just over a mile. I had to collect £6.77, so he only had a £20 note on him, and I think he was from like Dublin or something. He was like, yeah, we don't have Uber over there. So he was like, I said, oh, because he was giving me a £20 note. I said, you do realise all of the rest of that's going to be on Uber credits? And he was like, oh, what's that? And then his mate was explaining to him, you had to change now, it goes onto your credit. So anyway, they had a dig round, and between them they came up with £7 to pay for it. Straight after that, including the pound tips, £7.57. It was a 5-minute job going 2.3 miles. Then had, again, all these have just been in Ormskirk, I haven't left. £3.78, 3-minute job going 1.2 miles. An XL from the campus into the town centre. Oh, sorry, from the town centre to the campus. £6.57, 4-minute job going 1.3 miles. Then had a job from the campus back to the town centre, £3.80, 3-minute job going 0.9 of a mile. I then had one, I think it's just a tiny one again, £3.77, 2-minute job going 0.9 of a mile. I think that was going back to the campus. And then I've just had another one back from the campus back to the town centre, £3.82, 2-minute job going 0.8 of a mile again. So the past hour, took a little screenshot of it. It was, what's that? £33.36. I was offered 32 trips and I accepted 7. So currently on 260. 260, and what have I done? Have I done 10 hours now, is it? Yeah, I've done 10 hours. So it's moved up a little bit more. I think it was £25.20 an hour before. It's now on £26 an hour. So it's not too bad, it's ticking over. Same my drive time is now 8 hours. What time did I start today? This morning. Started at 10:30. So yeah, it's been 12 and a half hours now. But I had a half an hour break the night earlier on when I went home. So technically 12. Then I was on charge for an hour. So technically Is it 11? But I've done 10. I'm not sure. It probably is, but the time I spend waffling doing the updates, yeah, that's what makes it up, because the videos are normally 30-40 minutes long, so I'll lose 30 or 40 minutes of wage every time I do one of these videos, which is, well, depends on what my hourly rate is. It's between 25 and 30 quid basically, because I'm waffling. That's about it, so I'll go back online now and see what's happening, but hopefully it just carries on for it as it has been, because it's, like I said, it's quite busy with the students, so I'll keep you updated shortly. So, final update, it is now 1:30. Pretty much had enough. The jobs are really crap now that are starting to come through, plus I've got 17 minutes of drive time remaining. So last update was 11 o'clock. I still haven't left Ormskirk. I had a priority, £5.98. That was 3 minutes, going 0.7 of a mile. Then I had a surge job, £5.09, which was 3 minutes, going 0.9 of a mile. £4.06, 4 minutes, going 1.6 miles. Surge job, £7.55. That was 6 minutes, going 2.5 miles. Customer cancelled. Another surge job, priority, £7.79. That was a 3 minute job, going 0.9 of a mile. I had another surge priority, £7.90. That was a 2 minute job, going 0.8 of a mile. Then had, including a pound tip, £9.45. That was a 5 minute job, going 1.6 miles. £3.80. That was a 2 minute job, going just over a mile. £3.81. A lot of these were like campus runs, going back and forth from the university to the town centre. £3.81, 2 minute job, going 0.9 of a mile. Another priority, £7.28. That was a 12 minute job, going 2.3 miles. Another surge job, including a £2 tip, £7.83. That was a 3 minute job, going 0.9 of a mile. And then I finished on a surge job, apparently, £5.33. That was a 6 minute job, going 0.9 of a mile. So then last two jobs then, it was like the same group. A guy had booked an X, had turned up, so he comes over and he was like, oh, am I able to add another stop? I said, yeah, you can add another stop. He said, right, okay, there's 6 of us. I said, well, I can't take 6. So the back door was already open at that point, because I thought he was just getting in, and he was like, all right, well, you know, there's 6 seats, isn't it? I said, yeah. I said, but you've only booked it as an X. I said, so I can take up to 4 people. Oh, well, how can I book this then so you can carry 6? I said, well, you can't. You'll have to cancel this job and then rebook it as an XL. So anyway, I ended up taking him, and he was like, oh, because my mates were just going round the corner to such a place. And then as I started driving with them, the next job come up, which was going to that address that he just said. So I accepted that. So I dropped them 2 off, and then I went back, and this guy stood there, and he was like, oh, so you could have took us then? I said, I couldn't have took you, no. I said, because your mate's booked it as an X, even though he knows there's 6 of you. I said, so if I put 6 in and start just driving round and I get caught, I'll get done for it. And he was like, oh, I see. He said, oh, I didn't realise that's the way it was. And that was about it. Other than that, it was pretty much uneventful. There hasn't been any sort of major stories. It's just stayed in Ormskirk, which is quite rare, to be honest. That was about it. So I finished on £336.55. I've done 12.5 hours actually on the app, so that's the hourly rating's gone up a little bit more again since before, so it's now on £26.88. I did start at 10:30, not this morning, yesterday morning. So I've done technically kind of been out for 12, what is it, half 11, half 12, half 1, so 12, 13, 14, 15, so I've been out for 15.5 hours, but after that 15 and a half hours, been on charge for an hour. I nipped home for half an hour, and then I've waffled on here, which is probably going to be about an hour. That's what gobbles up the other 2.5 hours. Yeah, and that's about it really. So I've pretty much maxed out. Like I said, I've got 16 miles left. Technically I could stay out and get another 1 or 2 jobs, which would then take me to my full drive time, but I can't really be bothered. as you can see, all them little jobs that were coming through were just really kind of like local ones. But all in all, not too bad of a shift. I would have liked me hourly rating to be a little bit higher, but what's hampered that is basically coming out earlier, like because I started between like 10:30. So yeah, probably between 10:30. I didn't start picking up till about 4 or 5 o'clock, so that's where the hourly rating was low. But the afternoon and the evening has helped push it back up again. So yeah, not too bad of a shift, I suppose. What am I on here? The confirmation rate, I think when I started it was up like 22%. It's now down to 6%. That was an interesting one when I logged off then. So between 11 o'clock and 1:30, I'd done £75.87. Trips completed 12. Trips offered 138. It just goes to show the amount of crap that gets sent to you. It's absolutely miles away. And I'm looking at the jobs where it's paying me like, you know, £6 to do 0.9 of a mile. And then the next job that comes up will be £6, but it wants me to run for like 15-20 minutes. And I'm thinking, well, why would I do that when you pay me to do, you know, £6 to do 0.9 of a mile? So them crap jobs just keep coming up and coming up. You just keep clicking X, 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 X. And then a job comes up again, you know, £6, 1 mile. Okay, I'll take that one. And then the next one, £6, you know, 6 miles. And you're like, well, that doesn't make sense. Like, how stupid have you got to be to accept that when you're doing all these nice little cushy ones? So yeah, that was probably one of the highest ones I've seen, to be honest. Trips offered where I've declined, and that's obviously why my confirmation rating has plummeted to 6%. But you know, I'm still on a 5-star rating. Cancellation rating is still 0, and that's about it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Any questions, again, feel free to pop it in below, and I'll catch you on the next one.